Welcome to the Extreme Agents VIP Weekly Coaching Call. Jesse, how are you today, buddy?
I'm alive. I'm excited and I'm low on energy, but I'm doing good.
Oh, I got all the energy for you right here, buddy. Not a problem. Not a problem. Well, good. This is a fun topic for me. I enjoy calling FSBOs. It used to be my least favorite lead source to call. And over the years, it became my favorite.
I know why. They all need an agent.
They're out there advertising that they're selling their house. I mean, how much easier can it get? I want to sell my house. I put a sign in my yard. I'm not a real estate agent, but hey, I want to sell my house, and dadgummit, I'm going to try my best to make that happen. And you know what's funny, Jesse? I was looking at the statistics from National Association of Realtors. I saw these recently when I was taking a continuing education class. And I know everybody thinks that, man, how much longer are us realtors going to be in business? There's all this other stuff taking over, and, people are just selling their house online because all the internet crap and all that. Guess what? I didn't realize this. It blew me away. 20 years, the chart slowly is going up. There's more people today using realtors than there were 20 years ago. So, I mean, that fact alone right there just shows you that we're in strong demand. After all, we're an essential worker during COVID, and the real estate market was one of the best we've ever seen during COVID. So why do I say all this? Because a for sale by owner needs to get with the frickin' program, okay? A majority of homes are sold through real estate agents. And Jesse, why are a majority of the homes sold using a real estate agent typically?
Well, there's lots of reasons. A couple of them would be they have a process. They have access to a network of buyers and the MLS. They have expertise and negotiation skills. And 89%. All of those are true.
But really, the main reason that most people use a real estate agent to sell their house is because all the buyers are working with real estate agents. And if you want the real estate agents to bring their buyers in, typically you'll need to list the house with a real estate agent. And in today's market, a great objection handler for them is, I can see that you've got it listed for sale by owner. And that's exciting. Or have you had a lot of showings? Oh yeah, we've had quite a few showings. We probably had five or six showings. Wow, you've been on the market for a week and you have 5. That's amazing. That is amazing. And I'm assuming that most of those, probably a few of those people said they're going to make offers, and they're dancing around, talking about making an offer. Yeah, they are. I think we're expecting an offer. Great. Well, can I share with you some information, some things that I've seen in the market recently? Well, yeah, sure. Go ahead. Well, what we've actually seen is the real serious buyers out there, because of the low inventory. And I understand why you're listing your house for sale by owner, because there's no inventory and homes are selling quickly. And we can all see that. The fact is, though, the real motivated, desperate buyers that have been looking at house after house after house are working with real estate agents. That's the only way that they're able to find a house nowadays. And I'm assuming that you would want the entire buying market to bid on your house, wouldn't you? As opposed to maybe, 10, 20% of the market. Do you feel like if you had 100% of the buyers in the market bidding on your house, because you're going to be in a bidding war, let's face it, do you think you might get an extra 4, 5, 6, maybe 10, 20% on the house, as opposed to you just bringing 5 or 10% of the buyers in?
Yeah.
Would it be maybe worth your while to see if that made sense and worked for you?
Yeah, I guess so.
Perfect. All we have to do now is set up an appointment, because I'm going to be in the neighborhood actually the next 2 hours. Would you be available at 4 o'clock today?
Yeah, I can be available.
Perfect. I'll see you at 4 o'clock. So, one of the things is, they're going to want to list the house themselves. They're going to want to sell themselves. The market's an easy market to sell in. But the reality is they're going to get less for the house than they would if they had a real estate agent. And they're going to have a lot less activity, and they're not going to have those real desperate buyers that homes right now, if they're not getting 25 showings the first day they have it marketed for sale, then they need to get a real estate agent. That's all there is to it. All right. So Jesse, why don't you rock and roll on all the stuff we got to show them here today?
Well, first is mindset. You have to come out. They can smell, that commission breath from a mile away. So you want to come with an attitude of, I genuinely want to help you. And I remember learning something about when we went to a prospecting school a long time ago, Steve, and it was, I really want to know, right? If you actually practice, like, I really want to know, you like lean in, like, I really want to know. I really want to know why you're selling, where are you going? It actually helps you think like, man, I want to help this person. I really want to genuinely be connected to this person. And so that really helps. Coming with an attitude of, I want to help you. So one of the things that we always preach and practice is attitude, approach, and expectation. This is with everything in life. It's with every type of prospecting lead that you talk to. What is the attitude that you have about them? What is your attitude about FSBOs, right? Are you negative about them? What is your approach? Like, how are you approaching them? Again, from an attitude of, I want to help serve you and show you a better way to do this. And expectation. Like, what is your expectation? If you come in with the expectation, like, man, they hate realtors. I don't even know why I'm making this call. It's a bad expectation to set, up front for yourself. So attitude, approach, expectation. And then lastly about mindset really is you got to be committed for the follow-up. It's going to take follow-up. So going into it, the first call, like, I'm ready to follow up.
Do you have Matthew Ferry up there?
I just put Matt Ferry.
Okay.
You remember that? I really want to know.
Said that?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't remember him being at a prospecting school. That's awesome.
Oh, the first one I ever went to, like back in
I wasn't there.
2011.
That's amazing. I would have loved that.
He said, I really want to know. You kind of lean into it, like into the phone, like, I really want to know why are you going? What's
They're
making
gonna listen
you
to that, man. Matthew Ferry's a genius. That is awesome. I love that.
some NLP right there.
That is big time.
Everybody's like, I want to know where are you going? So mindset, 3 goals when you're contacting a FSBO. Number 1 is obviously to set an appointment, but most of the time you don't get that qualified typical listing appointment. So number 2 is what Steve was talking about, right? Is setting a preview appointment. Do you go on previews, Steve? You want to tell us about
all the time? I do go on previews. I haven't been on one in a while, but when I do go on those previews, there's actually a script that I'm going to have to dig up. I kind of know the script a little bit by heart, but what you want to do is you want to go through the house and you want to plant some doubt in their mind about selling the house. And some of the things that you could say, I'm curious. Have you ever sold a house on your own before? And they're going to say yes or no. And you've got that covered in your homeowner's insurance if there was any lawsuit or any lawsuit with any issues, right? Because that's the number one. The number one case in civil court is actually for sale by owners, unfortunately. But regardless, you could just implant some doubt in their mind of the ability for them to get the best price. And you can also ask them questions that make it seem like you have a buyer that wants the house, which in this market it's a little bit different, but it'll change. It's going to change soon. Stock market just crashed today, so it's right around the corner, I'm sure. So you want to go through and get to know them. You want to play it. You want to use the personality style that they are and use that to your advantage as well. So you want to go through it and act like you have a buyer, but you want to be cordial about it and see if you can help them. Say, listen, I just wanted to go through here to see if any of my buyers would be interested in the house. And start asking them specific questions that would indicate you might have a buyer. Like, are there any restrictions is there an association here? Are there any restrictions on putting up a shed in the back? Blah, blah, blah. Weird questions like that. Can you put a fence around the yard? When's the last time you guys had the roof replaced? Stuff like that.
This wood paneling on the wall, can that be removed?
Right. Yeah. Stuff like
great.
that, you know.
But real quick, one bullet point is set parameters so you don't waste time, because you can go preview people and you're really wasting your time. So you got to kind of have your own qualifications of like, what will I go preview and what will I not go preview. And then lastly,
I would try to do it if I had a listing appointment somewhere in the area. You know, if I had time before I went out, I would look up some of the FSBOs right nearby. And I would just go out and set an appointment with them real quick on the way. Yeah.
And then thirdly, one of your goals of calling is really just, are you going to follow up with this person? Are they a jerk? Or do they already have is their wife a real estate agent? You know, you kind of want to find out those kind of information.
I ask them, that's one of the questions I ask them. Are you, if you do not sell the home in a reasonable amount of time, do you have an agent you're already working with to market the home? And if they say, yes, I do, I've already had Jane Smith over here and, you know, she gave me a market analysis. I've worked with her for 20 years on other houses. I'm probably not going to go on that one. Right. Now, one of the things I wanted to say about the preview, if I go to another listing appointment and I pick one of these up to go look at and preview in the area, one of the things I'll say is, you know, hey, this is Steve with eXp Realty. I'm listing a house in the neighborhood. And I noticed your house is for sale by owner. I wanted to see if maybe I could come by. That way, if any of the group of buyers that we have look at that house are, you know, aren't able to get that one or don't like it, I wanted to see what your house has to offer in case I had a buyer for it. Would that be okay? Man, they love that shit.
Bring them over.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the process, I'm just going to hit this real quick because it's a similar process to a lot of prospecting and things. Make sure you have a source for leads, whether it's Vulcan or RedX, Mojo. They all kind of have those. There's people that list their house on Zillow. There's people that list their house on FSBO.com, Craigslist. And before you laugh, I've made over $100,000 off of Craigslist homes in the last 5 years, just from Craigslist. And people act like, oh, Craigslist. No, I promise you, there are homeowners that were like, I hate agents. I'm just going to see if I can sell this over here on Craigslist, right? And I've taken those listings. So wherever, get a source. That's number one. Number two, contact them with the script. We're going to go over that right now. First thing in the morning. Additionally, if you want to, you can send a little personalized message to them, like in addition to calling them with your idea of, hey, I want to help you. Can I get in the door? Can I come? Exactly what Steve just said. Can I come take a preview of what my buyers would like? Qualify them, and then follow up till they buy or die. 89% of listings.
It's higher than that. It's like 92%.
Okay. This is as of 2020 stats, but okay. I stand to be corrected. Sorry. But you hear what Steve was talking about earlier is the stats of people that list. If you go, I'm going to give you guys the link in a little bit here. NAR actually shows exactly what Steve said, that it used to be like 12% of properties were FSBOs. And then it was 11, then it was 10, and it was 9. As of 2020, 8% of listings are FSBOs. So less and less of them are trying to like list themselves because they're realizing I need an agent. Okay, here's the script. This is the script that we have on the site. And I put a link, there's a link to it's b.link/FSBO script. This is the script. You want to go through this, Steve? Kind of maybe break it down by number.
Yes. All right. So when I call the for sale by owners, this is the script that I use. Hi, this is Steve with eXp Realty. I was calling about the house for sale at 123 Main Street. Are you the owner? Yeah. Great. The reason for my call is I work with a lot of buyers and sellers in the area, and I was wondering if I could help you sell your home. Well, you'd be surprised, guys. They don't, you don't get a yes or a no response there. It's probably not, you know, the bet, it's probably not like approved by every script writer in the world. But I would say 90% of the responses I get, they start to, they're kind of taken aback and they're like, help you sell it. Well, most of them will say, well, you know, I'm just going to try for 2 or 3 months and see what happens. And then, you know, I'll think about it. Well, right there, I know they don't have a realtor, probably. Right there, I know that they're probably going to list it in about a month or less. So that's, I get that all the time. I hear that all the time when I'm calling. So if they, and then every, 1 out of 20 is going to be a real asshole. And you know what? I just choose not to work with them. I don't try to go through the script just out of ego. I move on. But if they say, if I can help you sell your home, no, I'm going to try on my own for a while. Okay, great. You're going to try on your own for a while. I was curious, are you working with realtors if we bring in a buyer? Well, yeah. Do you have a buyer? Do I have a buyer? I'm working with 7 different buyers right now. My team's working with another 20. So yes, we definitely have buyers. Would you be willing to pay 3% commission if we brought a buyer in? Well, I'm paying 2%. Okay, 2%, great. I can appreciate that. So let me see this. I usually don't bring the studies from qualified buyers. Okay, that's similar to what I said there. Or appreciate that. I like to send the property information to my buyers. Okay. Go down further. Is nothing else on this script?
Yep, that's the first two. Next two.
I usually ask them actually number 4 right after that, just to be completely transparent. So if they say that, no, we're going to try on our own for 3 months, and then we're going to maybe. Okay, great. And then I will ask them, I usually actually go into this before that other question. I say, okay, great. So if you don't sell the home in a reasonable amount of time in the next couple months, do you have a real estate agent that you've chosen to work with? And they'll either say no, or they'll be emphatic and they'll tell you something that leads to a fact that they do have a realtor, in which case I would then go into, okay, great. So if it's you're for sale by owner right now, if I had a buyer before you list with an agent or after, would you work with an agent and pay a 3% commission if we brought the buyer in and closed on the house? If they say yes, okay, great. And then what you want to do is, all right, go to the next one. Great, I'm curious. Okay, I did that.
That's question 5. Is there motivation?
Yeah, and then I basically asked, well, great. So when you sell the house, where are you moving to next? Oh, we're moving to I'd love to say that they're up, if they say they're looking for a bigger house in the area, that's great. But usually they're moving out, they're getting the hell out of Illinois or something like that. So I'm moving to Florida. Okay, great. Do you already have a home in Florida, or are you going to be purchasing after you sell? We've already got a home down there. Perfect. So have you guys moved out of your house here, or are you still living here then? You have another house in Florida. We're actually in Florida right now. I'm telling you guys, I get that all the time. So that you're saying the house is sitting there vacant right now and you're for sale by owner? Oh, okay, great. And if they do that, that's also like another check mark that it's a really good possibility you could get that listing. So then you want to start digging into, well, what made you decide to do for sale by owner if you're in Florida? Oh, my wife decided to stay back there and sell the house and continue her job until it sells. You hear shit like that all the time. So really the point there is you want to find out as much information as you can. And if they are motivated, which that's highly motivated in my opinion, because it's a vacant house or close to vacant, they already have a place to live, blah, blah, blah. They're going to move, they're going to sell. And they do not have an agent that they're going to be working with necessarily. I'm going to get over to that house. I'm going to ask a few more questions, but I'm going to go over there and preview it or try to list the house. When I go over there, my intent is going to be to list the house. And that has happened before. And really, the more questions you ask and the more of a conversation, what was the thing that Matt Ferry said?
I really want to know.
I really want to know, why did you decide to go for sale by owner? What was the reason? Well, we had a bad experience with our last agent. They didn't answer the phone. It could be anything. It could be anything, guys. And whatever it is, if you have that ammunition and that information before you go over there, you can butter them up when you get there and show them exactly, show them what you would do different and highlight those areas that they were not happy with the last agent, or show them your value. If it's all about, 2 or 3% commission or whatever it is, get over there, look at the house, do whatever you can to encourage them to list with you right away. Put some urgency into it. And if they don't, at the very least, you want to follow up like a maniac.
Follow up, and really, there's not even like a golden script for the follow up. It's just you have to be consistent and be effective at it by just doing it. Go like a machine. They know why you're reaching out to them. They know why you're talking to them. So get to the point. The best time to follow up, Steve, is that do you do follow up on some people do it Sunday nights?
That's a really good day to follow up with FSBOs, because if you've talked to them a week before, they say they're going to list it or they're going to try on their own for a month. A lot of them will have open houses, and this market, it may not be as effective, but when the market's a little bit slower and they're a FSBO, call them on Sunday night and go, hey, this is Steve with eXp Realty. I just wanted to follow up with you and see how your open house went this weekend. Oh, well, we didn't do an open house. Whoa, really? Wow. We had 30 people at the open house that I did, and we got multiple offers. Wouldn't you like to do that yourself? Wouldn't you like that? Wouldn't you like that opportunity to get a bidding war in your house? You know, whatever. And you never know. That's probably going to get them to do something with you.
Yeah. So we have a couple different scripts we can provide you with the follow up. Here's two. Exactly what Steve said is another one. So there's three. Even have some fun with it. Wouldn't you like to take the weekend off? Okay, what else we got here? A couple of points to ponder as we start wrapping up here. So try FRBOs. You can also call the for rent by owners. Mojo, RedX, they all provide FRBOs, which is a for rent by owner. And the reason you would call them is because they likely have a vacant house and they might be thinking, man, if I can't rent this thing out, maybe I'll sell it. Go figure.
Yeah, especially in this market.
Yeah. Go to open house. Go to the open house of the for sale by owner. Don't be obnoxious, but just go as like you're previewing it. Be the first to call. Add value, which is give them something that they don't already have, probably like market data. Hey, are you familiar with these homes sold? This is the trend. This is what's happening. Give them some of your expertise.
Yeah, they can see, they can see stuff nowadays, like how many, what homes just recently sold or went under contract, but they can't see like 3-4 year data in their neighborhood that you could pull from the MLS and show them that, hey, in the last, compared to last year, the number of homes for sale right now has gone up or down, whatever percent. You'd be surprised. I mean, I pulled up some market data for a listing that isn't selling that I have in the city, and everything is trending that this guy needs to lower his price right now. I mean, the trend is like a 3-year trend, like more inventory. I mean, it's kind of the opposite of where we are right now in some parts of the city. Every single trend line was going against him, indicating that he needs to lower his price and sell now. And, they don't have that information, especially for sale by owner. They're not going to know. You want to put fear into them that they need to list with you. Here's the reasons why.
Use that. Yeah. That's one of the things I always keep in front of my mind when I'm talking to like a for sale by owner is about my value, is that they don't know how to interpret the data usually. They just look at the data, but they don't know what it means to them and their situation. So be that expert for them. Be that advisor.
Show them like, the number of showings, the trends for the number of showings, the number of homes that are, the supply of homes that are on the market, absorption rates, everything.
One of my favorite things to pull out with a for sale by owner is
the for sale by owner. A for sale by owner sold his house with a realtor. Yes. I was thinking of that while you're talking.
The owner of forsalebyowner.com, and I have a screenshot of it. I've sent it to FSBOs. He's listed his house on his website, tried to sell it himself, and then he listed with a real estate agent at 6%. It's like the best thing to pull out. Like, I mean, even the for sale by owner guy doesn't even think that that's a good way to do it. One of this site right here, NAR, has a lot of cool stats. Like it shows 46% of for sale by owners didn't even make an attempt to market the property. Like they put a sign maybe, and that's it. I read that. I was like, what? Okay. don't waste your time with people. That's kind of the thing here. There's time vampires. If you go wasting a bunch of time, I've done this. People that are just cheap, they will never list with an agent. You got to try to find that out when you're talking to them, because you'll waste a lot of time.
Yeah, there's plenty of fish in the sea, man. You just got to sometimes move on if they're not going to be a deal.
All right. Wrapping up here. So upcoming is the shareholder summit, and everybody can go to that for free. The EXPI campus, go to expshareholdersummit.com. Don't want to miss that, because it's going to be some exciting stuff. They're going to share some stuff that's going to blow people's minds. What else we got going on? Extreme agents. So tonight, if you guys are in the area, or agents that are in the area, and Downers Grove, Steve is doing hands-on. He's going to go over some of the same stuff, but also some objections, the top objections that
I'm going to, the best part is I'm going to call some for sale by owners and try to set some appointments. And if you're there tonight and you want to go on the appointment, I'll give it to you.
Man, that sounds like a good deal to me.
Could be, I don't know if you guys like $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 money, cash. I do.
Money. All right. Anybody have any questions? Pop it in the chat. If you do, if you need the script, you can get it on the site, which now has been updated. There is a link though still on that page. It's not all the way at the bottom. It says VIP login or VIP access. You can still get to it from there. And we are in the process of upgrading our system. So it's actually going to be a new platform here in about a week or two. So
Jesse, is that b.com or whatever, is the scripts in that website anyway?
That's just a link. That's a direct link to the script. b.link/FSBO script.
Okay.
That's just a shorten. It's like Bitly link shortener. All right. If no questions, I don't have, where's the chat?
Shoot, it's 2:00. Yeah, we got to go.
Bam.
Thanks, guys. Any questions? Jesse will stay on for a minute. See you guys later.
I'll be here. Ain't going nowhere. All right, we got Facebook, YouTube. What? Anybody have any questions? Anybody need help with anything? Anybody having issues, recruiting issues, tech issues? No. I don't know how to unmute people. I don't know how to do that. If anybody wants to, raise your hand. If not, you guys have a lovely week. Cheers. Oh, I see a chat. All right, Rick, bam. Have a lovely day, you guys. Cheers. Be blessed.
Welcome to the